start manufacturing here because they no longer need that international consultation. Like our focus will basically shift somewhere else. But all right, I'm done with work. So what you guys want to talk about? What's going on at the NFL?
Um, Wait, who else is on here?
Derek Carr retired.
Oh
What?
yeah, Derek Carr retired. Yeah, yeah. I did not see that coming though. I thought he was gonna take some money and stuff, do like a I forgot what like an older player that done that. That was like he's getting hurt but took the money. Maybe like an older Deshaun Watson when he's doing a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah, but if his injury's that fucked, then it's totally understandable.
Yeah, but I'm saying if he was greedy and took the money, because I think he's giving up the money now. I don't know if he's gonna get paid.
No, that's true.
So that's why I'm surprised about that. I just thought he was gonna try to like push through it, act like he was still gonna be trying to do some stuff, but now it's over. So that's why I was. But yeah, I still think the Cowboys could do something, man. I think that trade changes a lot. I re- yes, I really think that changes a lot. I really do.
Why the Cowboys?
They got George Pickens.
Oh, oh yeah.
I'm saying I think that changed a lot for the season, man. I think they got another weapon that's going to help them. I think the run game's still going to be weak, yeah, but they got Tyler Booker. Now they have some interior offensive linemen. I don't know, man. It's looking nice. Maybe the defense. Maybe I'll give you if their defense looks horrible, then okay, fine. But I think their offense is set. I think their offense is set.
And the one thing I will say is that I think what people are underestimating about this trade is that Pickens is on a 1-year deal, so he's not obligated to stay with the Cowboys after this season.
Yeah, you still got to take that if you're the Cowboys. You still got to take that deal. You needed a wide receiver too. Then you got one. You arguably got arguably a top three wide receiver, well, a top two wide receiver two in the league.
I think top five, but
What? Who's better?
Jamar Chase,
Jamar Chase. I'm saying top two receiver two, like wide receiver two.
oh, okay, wide receiver two.
Maybe Higgins. I'm saying maybe Higgins. Oh no! I'm saying George Pickens. Like he. I think he's like a top two. Like I mean a top two wide receiver two in the league, like a second wide receiver. Maybe you said what?
You know, taking Waddle and what's his name? T. Higgins.
Waddle? I don't know, man. Waddle? Yeah, I'm saying T Higgins. Yeah, I'm saying T Higgins. Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying. I say top two. I think T Higgins. I don't know about Waddle, man. Waddle wasn't doing too much last season. I don't know.
Maybe one of that player who is injured. Maybe one of the Buccaneers receivers.
Godwin though? Maybe Godwin.
Yeah, I'd say one of the Buccaneers receivers.
Well, I'm saying wide receiver two. Like Mike Evans is wide receiver one, so it's gotta be Godwin. I don't know.
Taylor Tampa is crazy. Devontae Adams is the coolest wide receiver.
I don't know, man, about Devontae Adams. He's like, I don't know, man. George Pickens, like, he's had bad quarterbacks his whole career, man. Let's not act like he's had some really good quarterbacks.
You're right, but I mean, I'm just going to give those guys the benefit of the doubt, but I see your argument. They have a strong second option.
Yeah, I am still worried about CD on fantasy, man. I'm still a little worried about him now on fantasy. He's he's gonna get his, of course. He's gonna get his, of course, but I don't know, man. I don't know.
I still think he's a top play just because I'm just doing like the Jamar Chase, T. Higgins thing where Jamar Chase's value isn't really depends on T. Higgins, and he still sees the majority of target share. If anything, I think it's the third and the fourth option that are going to suffer.
Yeah, I'm not hoping anyone gets injured, but I'm saying if Jamar Chase gets injured, man, my team Higgins draft pick looks really good. I'm not hoping. I don't hope he gets injured, of course, but I'm just saying.
That's true.
Man, bro. Okay, remember we were talking about me taking Booker? I mean Baker. I took Baker so high.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because that is that freaking that I don't have QB. Only have what was it called? Super something. Super. Yeah, I have super flexes. I don't have a quarterback position, so I had to take like Baker was killing with me last year because I thought Stroud was gonna be good.
I don't know the the strategy in Superflex. I only play regular.
Yeah, so quarterback's arguably the most important position for Superflex.
Mm.
So that's why I took him in. I think I took him in like the third or maybe the second. But I'm saying Baker. You can argue Baker's a top five fantasy player. Baker's in such a pass heavy offense, man. He's got all those weapons. Yeah, I think he's top five. Yeah, I'm saying scheming. I'm saying well, okay, maybe okay. Jalen Hurts. Yeah, I'm just saying like scheming. He can run a little bit. He also has all those weapons as well. I don't know, man.
I agree he's a good quarterback. He's a great quarterback play, but top five because and it's not that Jacoby Maya. I just think there's a lot of great quarterback options. Like you got
Okay, maybe Lamar. Okay, Lamar and then Josh Allen.
Jaden Daniels.
I want to say that. I don't know, man.
Jaden Daniels was a top four quarterback. I think he finished quarterback three.
I think Baker finished like quarterback. He finished high as well. Baker finished high.
No, yeah, uh, yeah. But I'd still take Jaden Daniels over it, and I'd probably take Joe Burrow.
I'm saying like I'm saying okay, Joe Burrow. Okay, because he's in the past. Okay, I'm just saying like all these weapons that Baker has. Because we have to keep in mind last year. We have to keep in mind last year he had a great year and his weapons were hurt. Let's be honest. His weapons were hurt. I'm saying he's getting his weapons back. He has another weapon in Mbuka. So you got four really good receivers. You also got Ted Johnson. So you got another good receiver who can maybe make the roster. I'm saying it's looking really good for him in fantasy. If no one gets injured.
It is. I just wouldn't say top five, but he's definitely a solid QB starter.
Yeah.
I don't want to take that away from him. I'm not going to say anything like that. I just a little risky just because of how strong I feel like the quarterback.
What do you think Penix is going to finish in fantasy? What do you think
What?
Penix is going to finish in fantasy?
What do I what?
What do you think Penix is going to finish in fantasy?
Penix?
Yeah.
I don't like him that much because he doesn't. Personally, when I look for quarterbacks,
You like mobile? Mobile?
it, I look for mobility.
Yeah,
Penix doesn't do much with his legs.
he got cooked. His legs are cooked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he had all those ACL. I think he's going to be. I think he could be maybe a top 15 quarterback.
The thing is, remember, the Falcons' offense is a run first down.
Oh.
He's a very good passer, and if he was in a pass-heavy team, I'd probably be higher on Penix, but he's in a run first offense.
Yeah, it does hurt. Do you watch? What are you gonna say?
Mm. I like Penix a lot, but I think he has a little left.
What about Drake May? What about Drake May this season?
Drake May, mm,
I'm saying he showed some flashes. He showed some flashes.
he showed some flashes. I just don't trust his weapons enough.
You don't trust Devont. Oh, that's a pick. But you don't trust Devontae. I mean, not Devontae. I mean, Stephon Diggs coming back.
Maybe at this age, I don't know. I got questions.
I think that Cardi B stuff revitalized him a little bit.
They did, but but now, but I think like the Patriots, they made the move to improve the offensive line. We'll see how that works.
Yeah,
And I'm not very big on their weapons, but if another wide receiver thinks that happens like a breakout year like Jalen Pope or Kyle Williams, DK could have been getting thrown to Drake May instead of Mason Rudolph. So,
yeah. That DK Metcalf comment, "Grass is greener," man. It looks that ages horribly every day. That ages like worse and worse. Like even if you get okay, what do you think about Aaron Rodgers if he goes to the Steelers? Do you think he makes a difference at this age?
I think he makes a difference, but not enough of a difference to say the Steelers aren't going to go 9-8. I think if they
If they
get
even go 9-8, if they even go 9-8.
Yeah, I think if they get Aaron Rodgers, they'll be 9-8 like always. And if not, they're going to be a team picking at the top 10.
Yeah, that's good. That division's gonna be brutal. I don't know. I feel like the Browns are gonna be. I think the Browns are going to be a little underrated, man. I think they're going to be a little better.
I know their schedules. They're good.
No, they are.
The thing is, the Browns' offensive line is not really if you want to be a strength of theirs, then last year it was pretty bad.
Yeah. Deshaun Watson had no time in the pocket at all.
Yeah, and honestly, like there's so much uncertainty with the Q. Like
I think Sanders is going to do good with them, man. I feel like Sanders is going to be good with them.
the thing I don't like about it is that I personally like when I see a team construct a roster and I see a vision.
I see it though a little bit. Maybe not with maybe Sanders as like a not a franchise quarterback right now, but maybe you roll out this year. You got Mason Graham. Like that's a pretty like I don't know. Like, yeah, I'm saying you get Mason Graham. You get your running backs for the future as well. So you got those two weapons. You got your tight end for the future. I know you still got David. I don't know how to say his name. You still got him on the team.
Njoku.
Yeah, but you still have another. Now you got someone he can mentor as well. So you built those two. Now you got a good run game. You got maybe a good plug and tight end. I don't know too much about the Bowling Green guy. You got him. You got two quarterbacks. Let them battle for a year. Let's see if they show you anything. If they do, keep them. You don't draft a quarterback next year. Now you go get somebody. Best BPA.
I thought their vision was kind of all their vision was kind of all over the place because like the hype happened right because
They won in
it made
Milrow.
sense to pick Shador. The Packers when they already picked Dylan Gabriel.
They won in Milrow, but when the Seahawks got Milrow, they panicked. That's the story.
Yeah, exactly. It's also they weren't even gonna draft them. But whenever like the actual owners like wanted Sanders pick, that's why when they announced the Sanders
Yeah,
pick,
they weren't smiling. They weren't smiling at all.
the OC was actually yeah, the OC was actually mad. Like you can see it in the cam when they showed it when they're giving him the call. Like he was smiling, he wasn't standing.
Yeah, they did look mad. They picked Sanders.
Yeah, and honestly, like the Browns, like okay, I like the running backs a lot as a prospect. I hate the situation they're going into.
I don't know, man. I think you gotta learn. Maybe bring back Nick Chubb to mentor him.
Yeah,
Now you got like a you got a three headed.
I was thinking, I was thinking bring back Nick Chubb. You grab the two running backs.
I'm saying now you have like a three headed monster. You maybe bring Nick Chubb for bigger packages, like short yardage stuff.
That could be interesting.
Yeah, I'm saying you get like a mentor for a year on a cheap little deal, maybe.
You trust the free agent, and honestly, the Browns running back, like I just don't see how they bring back Chubb. You drafted two running backs, you still have Ford, and they have someone else.
It's okay.
So you on that one?
Oh,
I really think, honestly, I like Justin.
yeah. Isn't Junkins a fast like this faster one of the Ohio State running backs? Oh, I know Junkins can catch.
He can, but Henderson's the unrushable type of back. But Justin does have that ability.
Is that you that got that?
Yeah.
But I just don't. I just I don't like the running back. I think situation is very important. Like
Yeah.
if I'm a team, I before making like studies of each possible on a running back, I would make sure that the rest of the team is in a good situation to have a depth at quarterback. Because if you don't, you're just kind of minimizing the impact that running back can have.
Yeah, I do agree. It's like that with a quarterback. You got to have like an offensive line built before you get your quarterback, so he's not like on a horrible offensive line. He's got to deal with that. He might have some pick up some bad habits.
Yeah, that's what I don't like about it.
Yeah.
That's what I don't like about the Browns. Like the way
So
they
did you just run the touchdown?
Oh, I'm not playing defense.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not playing defense.
those position players when they do it like
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, they didn't draft as much offensive line as they should have. They didn't draft as much offensive line as they should have.
I don't think they did at all.
Yeah, I don't think they did.
Like that's me personally. So
But I don't know. I do like getting like maybe Dylan. I don't think Dylan Gabriel's that good, but I'm saying I do like getting like take as many swings at the quarterback as possible. You had all these quarterback like issues. Now you got Joe Flacco, you got Kenny Pickett, who's probably going to be off the team. You got Dylan Gabriel, you got Shador Sanders. Let them battle. Let iron sharpen iron. Well, let's see roll out with who you're going to roll out this season.
I don't like their quarterbacks, but what I do like is that their quarterback room has competition that no one knows is going to be the starter, and it's basically anyone's job to grab.
I don't really think Joe Flacco's going to win the job though. I just don't think so. Maybe he might play a couple games, but I think they're going to slowly just roll out with one of the rookies.
It just depends how good the rookies are doing during practice. They're still
Well, I'm
seasoned.
saying preseason as well. You got preseason.
If they're keyed up in training camp and preseason and practice, they're gonna roll out with Joe Flacco.
Yeah, I just don't think Joe Flacco makes the whole. I don't think he makes the season. I don't think he makes it. I think Kenny Pickett's. I think he's cut. He's for sure cut. No way you're rolling out with four quarterbacks on the roster. Someone's getting
We'll
cut.
see. Mm, I do like the idea of having competition in
Because I'm saying the Seahawks had four quarterbacks. They had to end up freaking trading away. Well, they had five. They had to trade away Sam Howell. They had to cut Jaron Hall. I'm saying it's so hard in today's NFL to roll out with four quarterbacks. You could do it, but
I think they will just because their two of their quarterbacks are rookies. And honestly, like I could see the argument for them having four quarterbacks, but I but one of them I think that's only gonna last a year.
hmm?
What Watson?
You said what?
Cleveland. What Watson?
What?
Because they picked up Sanders, right?
Yeah.
So what Watson? And he,
Oh, Watson. Oh, Watson tore his Achilles. He tore it again the second time, so he's out this season.
oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Ooh, what?
yeah. I was talking to my dad about it.
Xavier what?
No, we talking about Watson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because
Oh yeah, that's they also have Watson.
yeah. He's not playing this year though because he tore his Achilles again, so he's not playing.
Is he not cut yet?
Nah, they ain't gonna cut him. If they were gonna cut him, they would have cut him by now. They're not cutting them. They're not cutting them.
I would cut him. I'd just bite the bullet.
Yeah, but I don't think they're gonna do it. I just don't. I don't think they're gonna do it. Not right now because like you could have cut him.
What they're thinking is that they're holding on to a limb because they're holding on to a dream because they spent so much money.
Yeah, you did give all the guaranteed money. That was there. That wasn't smart at all.
Yeah.
I do think he could have been better last year if they gave him a better offensive line. I think not having an offensive line hurt.
Problem.
I think that's what hurt him too because they like
Same as Chicago. What's the problem with the offensive line?
yeah you
Chicago's team just wasn't good.
yeah, but you have to get an offensive line as well. If you're gonna have a quarterback, you got to get an offensive line. You can't just expect him to work with nothing. That's what I'm saying with Justin Fields. That's why he looks the way he looks now. His development was stunning because he had a horrible offensive line his whole career in Chicago.
Yeah, there's very few quarterbacks that can overcome it. It's you usually want to put your quarterback in a good situation. There's very few that can overcome that can develop and look solid in a bad situation. Like the only ones that I think come to mind
I could say
Russ
Mahomes
Lawler in
maybe.
a bad situation.
Oh well,
He was
wouldn't.
excellent.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he was in a horrible situation.
No, he was in an amazing. Like the Chiefs are coming off an AFC Championship. He had Alex Smith to mentor him. He sat down for an entire year. Like he couldn't have asked for a better situation.
Maybe like, are you saying like a Josh Allen situation?
No, Josh Allen had a good line. Yeah.
Maybe I don't recall what Josh Allen had around him, but the ones that I thought came to mind, like you might be right about that,
Because
are
Josh
like
Allen
Joe
had
Burrow.
before
No
Josh
offensive
Allen
line
was
still overcame it.
what's
CJ
his
Stroud,
name?
same
Josh
thing.
Allen had a good line.
Kyler Murray, to an extent, was put into the
Exactly.
worst offensive
Yes, Kyler Murray.
offensive team in the NFL history when he was drafted.
Yep.
Still looked solid.
What was the first guy you said? What was the first guy you said?
Joe Burrow.
Yeah, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did have the worst offensive line. He even tore his ACL. Yeah, I'll give you that. Joe Burrow's a good example.
Yes.
He did overcome that.
Joe Burrow's yeah, like CJ Stroud, Kyler Murray.
Yeah, CJ Stroud. Yeah, I'm saying this year. What were you gonna say?
Kyler Murray, despite what people, I get the mixed opinions and stuff like that. But it is very impressive to go into the offense he was drafted in, which had like the worst offensive rating in NFL history, and at least look productive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm saying I don't think the reason Stroud regressed is because he had no offensive line. He was getting. I'm saying that Jets game on Thursday, he got hit. I forgot it was like double digits how many times he was getting hit, and then his weapons got hurt too. Nico Collins got hurt. Tank Dell went down. Stephon Diggs tore his ACLs like he had no one to throw to as well. They did it. They took away Noah. I forgot his name. They took him off the roster. So yeah, they took him off the roster. So it was like he had no one. Like Minchie, you had him, but it was nobody other than that. You did have
Yeah.
you did have Dalton Schultz, but Dalton Schultz had a bad year last year, man. He was not good.
And you can rely on Dalton Schultz to be your savior.
Yeah, because that Jets game, he was looking horrible. Dalton Schultz.
He's a good like third option tight end, like where you
Oh,
have like
dang.
great receivers around him, and he's at the focus of a defense, and he can find open spots in soft coverages. But if you have him as your main weapon, you're not going to be good.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I still can't get over that Cowboys, man. I think that was just like a great trade overall. Like, I get maybe he doesn't come back next year because he doesn't resign, but I just think you get another weapon. You get like I think the run. I don't think they're gonna run the ball a lot. I think
No, I think it's a win. The problem I only have, the narrative I have of that trade is that people are saying that the Steelers got fleeced. I think it's more of a win-win.
well, Mike Tomlin wanted him out, so it's different for me now. I think it is a win because Mike Tomlin wanted him out. It's not like the GM tried to say, "Oh, let's get Pickens out of there." Tomlin wanted him out.
He was probably demanding big money too.
Yeah, man, he was a lot. He had some problems in the locker room as well, a little bit.
Yeah, so I get, you know what? Because usually for people on their last year of their deal, it's very unheard of to get such a high draft pick. You usually get a fourth or a fifth. To get a third round pick and the pick swap for an expiring contract, no matter how, for a good player, or like a very good player, and not to take that away from Pickens, but that's good value.
Yeah, like maybe not getting a second round pick isn't that okay? You didn't get a second round pick. A third round pick isn't bad. You can still get elite players in the third round. You can get some guys in the third round.
Yeah, and remember, he's expiring. Usually you see players traded for fifth-round picks when they're under expiring contracts, even good ones.
Yeah, I did draft Jaden Blue on my freaking fantasy, man. I was so mad because I picked Mims over RJ Harvey. So I was like, dude.
That's a joke. In my mock drafts, I've been drafting Javonte Williams with Jaden Blue.
Yeah, I think Jaden Blue's gonna. I think he's gonna be a good receiving back. I think they're gonna be throwing the ball a lot. I don't think because I'm saying you got Javonte Williams, you got like a bunch of older running backs on that roster. I don't see them.
Also, with Javonte Williams, I don't trust him to play a full season healthy.
I forgot who the other they got another running back. I forgot his name though. They got another older running back.
I don't know. Ezekiel Elliott?
No. It's somebody else. I forgot his name though. But Elliott. Yeah, Elliott done. Elliott's done.
Yeah, because they had Rico Dowdle last year, but he's out. He's out. I don't know who else they signed.
Yeah, it was someone else.
Is it Miles Sanders?
Yeah, it's Miles Sanders. That's what I'm talking about. It's Miles Sanders.
Yeah, Jaden Blue's going to have the opportunity to win that job. It's just that he's a fifth-round pick, so he's kind of like in fantasy, he's kind of like a flyer.
Yeah, so I think I took him late. I took him like maybe like the hope because on my fantasy, you saw my team. It's mostly receiver heavy. I don't got no really good. That's why I wanted RJ Harvey so bad because like maybe he can have a good year, but I don't got no running backs on my team.
RJ Harvey is risky, but
it was late too. It was like I think it was like a 10th or something. It was late. Well, not a 10th. It was something late though for RJ Harvey. It wasn't like an early pick.
No, I'm taking that guy. Like I'm an ESPN. I'm like in the draft league. I'm in an ESPN league, and they have him going around like the 50s.
No.
Like I'm gonna try to reach a little bit for him. Like the guys that I'm trying to get on as my running backs is Chase Brown and RJ Harvey.
Why Chase Brown? Oh,
dude, because he's a receiving back in a pass-heavy offense.
Yeah.
I think when Zach Moss went down, I think he was averaging like 18 points per game and was like fourth in fantasy points among that stretch. Or he was RB4.
No.
Like, basically, it's the whole receiving back conversation. Not like, obviously, I don't think he's a top 5 running back in real life.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Like receiving back, like the little plus he can do in the passing game as well. He's like maybe a every down back almost.
Yeah, he's heavily used as a receiving back. It's not like, oh, he can catch too. Like, no, he's literally a receiving back.
Yeah.
Like, that's his strength.
When did the Cardinals have their rookie minicamp?
They started right now.
Oh, I guess the Seahawks are the only one that had it last week.
Yeah, I think they started like 2 days ago or something like that. The Cardinals.
I know the Lions are having theirs and stuff. I still want to know what's going on with Will Johnson. Like if it's tough.
I heard it was turf toe. I forget what was the source.
Was it like a Michigan? Oh, okay, a podcast.
Yeah, it was like I think it was like Pro Football Focus or something. Like it was just like a legit. It was a legit podcast.
No.
Because I watch the for you draft nuts. Like my favorite podcast is the NFL Stock Exchange. I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
Mm-mm. I look at like Franchise Guy because he does some stuff about like he does deep dives with the teams. I look at that sometimes, stuff like that.
Yeah, no, I like these guys because like they're from like Pro Football Focus and they use a lot of PFF grades and stuff. And I'm not saying it's perfect, but I like people who use kind of data and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I like them because obviously everyone has bias towards their favorite teams, but I feel like they're pretty neutral.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they and those guys, like what I like about it, so basically their strength is just everything that has to do with the NFL draft. Like basically they do all their like their summer scouting on college players and stuff like that. And literally like prepare for the NFL draft. Like the NFL draft is Christmas for them. And I watch that a lot. And that's why I kind of know like people in the draft and stuff like that, and like they give out grades. Sometimes they'll do like they'll do like exercises, like they'll try to rebuild the franchise and stuff like that.
Oh, I think I might have saw those guys. I did see some like a couple videos of people doing that stuff. Maybe it was them. Did we talk about what you think the Cardinals record's going to be? Oh my gosh! Did you talk?
I think look, anything less than 9-8, I think is a failing grade for the Cardinals. And the reason why I say 9-8 is because you were 8-9 last year. You made all these moves in free agency. You supposedly had a good draft. You got to show some improvement.
Yeah.
Right? 9-8 is literally like for me the bare minimum. Like that is the floor. Like personally, I want to see 10-7, pushing for a wild card spot. Right? I think that's kind of like my realistic expectation. But I could totally see them winning 10-11 games. Like that's kind of like where my expectation is.
Yeah,
I haven't seen them winning the division yet.
I think the division. I don't think the division's gonna be as competitive as it was last season. I think the only. Yeah.
Like it's. I don't think there's like a blue chip team in that division.
Well, I think maybe the Rams. Maybe the Rams. I think maybe the Rams.
But I don't know if I consider them blue chip. Like when I think of blue chip, I'm thinking about like the Lions, the Eagles. Who else in the NFC? I don't know. I guess maybe the Rams. I don't know who would be like the third favorite in the NFC.
I'm saying like the Rams.
Yeah, you might be right about that. Actually.
No, that's a whole.
But yeah, like I don't think it's as Like, I don't think like the best team in the NFC West is as strong as it's been in years past.
Yeah,
Maybe the Rams, like you said.
I think the Rams, maybe their defense. I think their offense might take a step back. I don't think the Devontae Adams is going to be healthy for a whole season. He's been having health issues since I don't know how long. I think that's. I
Like
think
2-3 years ago.
yeah, I'm saying that's going to hurt them. Maybe his injuries, so you're not going to really have like a receiver two. Maybe Tutu outlet well as your receiver two potentially at one point. I don't know.
As a wide receiver too, I think he can excel in that role if healthy.
Yeah. Well, you saw Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying Tutu Atwell may be your potential wide receiver too if Devontae Adams goes down. I don't know what to think about that. But I think their defense, man. I think Fisk and I forgot the guy's name. Dang, I forgot his name. But
First,
yeah, I think Verse, if they get better, man, it's gonna be nasty with that defensive front. That's like having a strong defensive.
defensive front. Defensive front is literally the reason I consider the Rams the favorites to win because last year Aaron Donald retired and I was like, thank God this shit is finally over. Like the defensive line and everything. And their first two fucking picks, they knocked it out of the park for their game with Brandon Fisk and Jared Verse.
Yeah, I remember Verse was supposed to come out like 2 years ago, but he chose to stick in college. That was like the best decision he could have made.
And Jared Verse ended up being a Pro Bowler, and Brandon Fisk might have had the best rookie year for any defensive tackle.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
So literally that draft kind of just
You look so nice.
increased the win. That I was so happy that I did it. That I was like, thank God I don't get to see Aaron Donald kill our offensive line anymore. And then boom, they do that.
Yeah, I think the only thing that's hurt. I think the weakest point in the on their team is probably the cornerbacks. They don't got no real like. You got Witherspoon, but that's your only guy. You don't got nobody else who's going to do nothing.
Seahawks?
No, I'm talking about the Rams. Akola Witherspoon.
Witherspoon.
Yeah, his name's Witherspoon.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's also the guy for the Seahawks, right?
Yeah. I forgot his name. Devon Witherspoon.
Yeah. No, but yeah, their secondary is not great.
Hey,
I
bro.
thought they were going to steal Will Johnson from us, personally.
The sun is out now, Mom. But yeah, I don't know. It's just yeah. But yeah, yeah. If the Rams got Will Johnson, I think they would have probably had like an A+ draft.
Yeah. But the fact that they didn't pick him kind of worries me. You feel?
I don't know.
Will Johnson is who we think he is. It's like, how do the NFL guys not see this, right? Like,
Yeah, his toe must be cooked. His toes, it's got to be
it's
cooked.
kind of like me saying, like, what am I missing here? You get me?
Yeah, I'm not hoping he's injured or anything, but I just feel like I think he's cooked, man. I think it might be cooked.
I don't know if I don't want to say it's.
I'm not hoping it. I'm not hoping nothing. I'm just saying that's just my opinion. I don't hope he's nothing.
Maybe 1 year or two now we will say, okay, now it's cooked. I think right now he's kind of like in a very tricky situation where if he's not careful, it can be cooked.
Yeah.
You feel? I don't think it's cooked as of right now, but there is the risk of it being cooked in the near future.
Yeah. What do you think turf toe can affect you like for years and stuff, or?
The thing is, I've seen people talk about turf toe. Like, I'm not no doctor.
Yeah.
But when hearing like football podcasts and stuff, like sometimes turf toe is an injury that just never heals.
Yeah, like a hamstring, right? Like a hamstring, you could say.
Like hamstring, like the hamstring injury doesn't concern me for Will Johnson.
Well, no, I'm just saying in general, like a hamstring injury in general. I'm not talking about Will Johnson, but I'm saying just a hamstring injury. Sometimes they don't heal.
Yeah, sometimes, but I think turf toe it's a little bit more trickier. Where like 60 to 70% of the cases, like they heal, but it's like 30% of the cases they don't.
Yeah. I do think Will Johnson's good, man. He had like a lot of injuries his senior year or his junior year, or whatever year it was. He was like having a lot of injuries.
The other injuries don't concern me because those it's a very good chance of returning that injury back to like 100% healthy. It's just a turf toe.
Yeah.
such a brutal thing to have as a prospect.
Isn't he a good man corner too? He's like he can lock somebody down like man to man.
He's a good man corner. They do worry about his long speed, right?
Oh, like
And
maybe going against Jamar Chase or CD.
Yeah, but his best grades is in zone.
Oh,
So
what's your guys' scheme? What's your guys' scheme? Like what
it's
scheme?
zone. It's zone.
Oh, okay, so it makes sense
So
now.
he's a scheme fit.
Yeah.
He's a scheme fit. Like literally in terms of Jonathan Gannon is known for being the very good defensive back coach, as well as Nick Rawlins. Like, remember his time with the Eagles?
Yeah.
They play a lot of zone, scheme fit. Like, it's a very good fit for him. The only questions I have is he going to be healthy?
Who else did you guys get in the draft?
Walter Nolan.
What's your thoughts on him? I know he was playing at Texas A&M, and then he transferred to Ole Miss, and he was pretty good.
At Texas A&M, he just showed flashes, but wasn't consistent. At Ole Miss,
he put it together.
Was a beast. He was a beast. I think he was like the second best defensive tackle per PFF grade, behind Mason Graham. The short arms kind of concern me, right?
Isn't he fast?
But he's explosive, yeah. He's explosive as hell. And he's got a lot of power for his size. So for me, it's like there's like the way that I like to think of it is that his ceiling, like when you watch the plays where he flashes, it kind of reminds you of Jalen Carter, just that Jalen Carter was more consistent with those flashes.
Yeah.
Right? Like the high-end tape of Walter Nolan looks like Jalen Carter, but he doesn't have as much high-end tape as a Jalen Carter did.
He has a better character.
What?
I see he has a better character.
Even though people say he doesn't love football, the coaches, I don't feel concerned about that because this new regime, from everything that they've done, they're very high on drafting guys with high character and people that love football. And if they're convinced that this guy loves football, then I'll take their word for it.
Yeah.
Because Monty Ossenford is a guy that, like, he will literally pass on players if they have character issues or if, like, they're not okay with this character.
No, so you guys are never going to get Shedeur Sanders or what's his name? Yeah, I was about to say Mike Green. I'm still mad that Ravens got him. I think him on the Lions would have been funny. Him on the Lions.
Honestly, man, hopefully, like I don't know if he's innocent or not. I hope justice prevails, and whether it's him being innocent or if he's actually guilty, then he deserves to do
the time.
The time, or deserves any consequences coming to him. But if he checks out, I think it's an excellent situation for him.
Yeah. I do worry about the competition level, man. I do worry about that a little bit.
I will say, though, the Ravens, man, I think they're the favorite to win the AFC after their draft.
Man, everyone says this every year, though, man. They always have an A-plus draft, and then everyone's like, they're a favorite.
Yeah,
but then
I didn't think that about last draft when they got Nate Wiggins.
In my opinion, I think it's the weapons, man. You gotta get more weapons, man. You gotta give them more weapons.
That is true, but
do you think that's a myth? Lamar not having enough weapons?
I thought the offense was good enough because of how dynamic their run game is.
Yeah, but you gotta pass the ball too in playoff time, man. You gotta pass the ball. That's what's hurting them.
Zay Flowers is pretty nice. Like, he's not great, but he's not.
He was fighting injuries the whole season. I had him on fantasy, man. He was so inconsistent. When I sat him, he goes off. When I don't sat him, he wants to be a bum. It's like, damn, dude, you gotta be some consistent.
Didn't they have production from a rookie tight end last year? And when they were playing 2 tight end sets?
No, he's not a rookie. He's not a rookie, but he's young. I forgot his name.
Yeah, but you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about. Yeah, he was productive.
Yeah, he's productive. For me,
he did start to fade later in the year, though. He did start to fade a little bit.
For me, though, I look at with that Ravens defense, getting Malachi Starks and Mike Green, bro, that is amazing value for where they got him. Like, that to me, like, Malachi Starks, like, is the only reason why he was drafted that low is because of his position, but the talent is undeniable, man. He's a fucking ball player.
I think Nick and Roy's. I think he's gonna be better, man.
Look, this is the thing about Emma Nori. Obviously, the athletic charts stand out like a mother. The athletic charts stand out like a mother.
Yeah.
Like, he is a built-in a lab type of prospect. He has every physical give. Tall, strong.
Like a DK, kind of like a DK, but a safety.
Yeah, the thing is, I watched some of his tape, and it looks brutal.
I'm saying, but you got the perfect coach for him though, Mike McDonald, who helped Hamilton succeed, man.
Maybe right, but a lot of it also depends on the player. And you look at his tape, man. He gets burnt a lot. He doesn't take the right angles in his tackles and misses a lot of tackles. Like, that's a lot of concerning stuff that matters in the NFL. The athletic trait, like the ceiling is there for him. There's no denying that.
Yeah.
Because his athletic traits are crazy.
Are you saying maybe like maybe it's gonna be hard to put it together?
Yeah.
Yeah. You see, we can.
He's gotta improve his instinct and his football IQ 1,000 times. Because from that perspective, he is definitely not complete.
Yeah.
I get the gamble because you can't teach his athleticism or physical traits, but you can also say the same thing about instincts, where just some people are born with those instincts of just knowing where the football is going to go, and I don't know if he has that. Like that's like I definitely see the argument because his ceiling is undeniable. Like for me, that Edmund Wharf is the definition of a boomer bust pick. It's either gonna fucking turn out to be a Pro Bowler, or he's just gonna turn out to be a rotation guy that never put it together.
Yeah. You see, we can have a regular conversation. I'm just trying to get some guys to talk ball, man. I don't know.
Yeah, because Edmund Wharf, he was like, in terms of being a pure athlete, he was probably the most outstanding athlete at the NFL Combine. Like, the man can do it all. He has God-given athleticism. It's just, he's got to combine that with good instincts and high IQ football, which in the NFL is everything, man.
Yeah.
Because in college, you're missing tackles and getting burnt. If you don't fix that, the NFL will torch you. But in the NFL, like, everyone's athletic.
Yeah, that is true.
Like, there's people that are more athletically gifted than others. But everyone in that level is an athlete.
Yeah, they were all the man on their. They were all the man on the college team, high school team. They all had the same success.
Yeah, like in the NFL, if you're doing your A game on one possession, you're gonna get burnt. And I think I saw an interview of Malik Neighbors saying like the difference between college and NFL, and he said that in the NFL, like, you see guys with like crappy numbers, third stringers, and everything, and those guys, if you don't do all your work early and aren't sharp, they will clamp you the fuck up.
That's funny.
And it's true, man. In the NFL, everyone's athletically gifted, so he's just got to find a way to put it together.
Yeah. Who's this? I'm synced.
Just how?
Oh, what's up, bro? See, we talking ball, bro. We ain't no insults. We just talking ball. Me and OJ, we just talking straight ball.
Who's that thing?
He's Josiah, the guy I added today. The Niners fan.
Okay. Fuck your team, but what's up?
Yeah, we're just talking about like what we
I
think.
just like trolling the Niners fans.
So Josiah, what do you think about the Niners draft? We're not going to troll. We just want to know your opinion. What do you think about the Niners draft? I do think you guys like the Montana receiver. I have questions about, but like, what do you think about you guys' draft?
I thought that we got everything that we needed. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't like our third round picks though. Like the corner we got, like Upton Scout.
The offensive line. Yeah, he's kind of small.
Wait, what college did he come from? You said Stout.
Yeah, and then the linebacker we got.
From
Yeah,
Georgia.
he was also small.
The guy from
He's like, he reminds me of like Isaiah Simmons, honestly, because he's like athletic, but like, I don't know, he's smaller.
yeah.
And Isaiah's, he might be athletic, but remember Isaiah Simmons, like
He was insane.
Like
Insane.
his athleticism was insane, but he just never found a position home.
He was like wasn't he like a tweener?
Yeah, he was a tweener between, like, that guy played like 5 different positions in college. He played like slot, safety, middle linebacker, edge.
Man, you should have put him on the edge. Put him on the edge. Speedster.
We put him everywhere, bro, and he wasn't productive.
Oh, so he's like a master of like good at everything, master of nothing, like almost like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's funny. Maybe they could have put him in like a Kyle Hamilton role or something.
I thought he was best suited for like the night where he can cover tight ends. Like he has a athleticism and speed and strength to cover tight ends and tackle.
Yeah.
He just never found a home. Like he just wasn't. I wanted Isaiah Simmons to work so badly, but he just wasn't productive.
My biggest issue, like with my biggest question with the Niners this year is like, who are you gonna be throwing to? Like you got Kittle, yes, you got Pearsall, you got a healthy CMC, but you got Jennings, but you're still gonna need some other guys to step up as well. It's a lot of unproven guys.
Like Pearsall and Jennings aren't bad, but I don't see them as go-to guys or guys that can beat the best of the best one-on-one.
I think Jennings shows flashes, but I think he might regress this year. Maybe I don't know.
Maybe.
Because I'm saying he's been good. He's been good in like.
That wide receiver they drafted, is he a speedster or no?
They drafted 2 wide receivers. I think they drafted a wide receiver from Montana and they drafted a wide receiver from like Ole Miss or something. They Quest Watkins.
I'm not the biggest fan. They don't need that for sure. As a non-biased fan, as a whole, I don't think the Niners absolutely crushed the draft, but I think I was telling G-Man earlier that I like it when teams have a vision going into the offseason, and you can see them, like, by the acquisitions they make, you can see them, like, okay, this is the vision they have, this is what they wanted to address, and they did that. I did feel like the 49ers did kind of have that vision when it came to their run defense, where they were just like, you know what, we're no longer going to, we need to plug up our run defense. And I think they went into this offseason addressing that. Is it going to work out? Who knows? We still got to see these rookies play. But I do like it when I can see when GMs have a clear vision of what they want to do. I don't like it when picks are kind of scattered all over the place, which is why I don't like the Browns draft.
What's your thoughts?
The Browns just needed everything, so like.
Yeah, they do. I just question some of the things. Like personally, when you need everything, I personally like building the trenches first. Kind of like that old school mentality that it's kind of that mentality that when you build a team, build the trenches first. I don't like taking like running backs and tight ends and stuff like that when you have your team still has a lot of work to do. And just drafting 2 QBs just kind of showed me that there's kind of a disconnect between and like the owner and like the head coach and what they think of their quarterback room.
I was looking like on the Broncos. I heard like they had a horrible draft. I don't
know who said that, but I think we were talking about this yesterday. I liked their draft.
Oh yeah, I think we were talking about this because I told you about Quay Robinson. Yeah, we did talk about this. I remember actually.
I don't know who Quay Robinson in because I only know the first.
I mean, Q Robinson, not Quay. It's Q. He's an Alabama edge rusher they took in the 5th.
Oh, I think I know. I've never seen. I honestly I can't recall it, and I don't know like his
What?
draft profile or anything.
Well, there's a reason you don't know him. It's a reason why. It's a reason.
Well, yeah, because most of the guys I know were taken in the top 3.
Well, I wasn't saying that. I'm just saying like he's not a well-known guy, so I wouldn't blame you for not knowing him. Only like a Bama fan would know him.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna judge picks when I really don't know guys, right? Like kind of same thing for the Cardinals. The reason why I give them an A is because I like their first 3 picks, but I don't. I think. Well, looking at other draft boards, I think they might have reached for like their later rounds. But I'm not going to act like I know more football than them, and I trust them in this process that they did the due diligence. They thought that was the best player on the board.
Yeah.
Right? Like, when it came to, like, the first few rounds, I can be like, all right, that's usually what I judge a draft by, if I like your first, like, your picks from rounds 1 to 3. Because 4, 5, and 6, and 7, a lot of it has to do with scheme fit. You really don't know the guy. Like, it's a lot that goes into it.
Okay, so who do you think had the best draft in the division?
In our division?
Yeah.
Honestly, this might sound biased, but I really like what the Cardinals did because I think they need blue chip players. And even though there's no guarantee that these guys are going to end up being blue chip players, I think they're guys with very high ceilings in positions where they need it.
I don't know, man. I think I'm not trying to sound biased either, but I'm saying the Seahawks, man, like, there's a couple picks I hate. Like, I don't like the Arroyo pick. I've said that multiple times. I don't like him in the 2nd. I don't like that pick.
I don't like that pick either.
I thought you should have got Mike Green. Go get another blue chip talent. Let's go build that. Let's go build that edge rusher group. You're gonna probably have to cut somebody, but the another pick I liked. I did like you could say I'm a Bama fan. It's biased, but I do like the Milroe pick. I don't like Milroe. I see his last game in college in person. He stunk it up, but I think it was a good pick because you get a player with a high ceiling. You have him sit for a couple years. Let's see how he does. I like it because I like the fit. I don't. If Milroe was picked and he's going to start right away, I hate the pick. But him sitting multiple years, I like that.
No, I like that too. And honestly, I'm one of the bigger fans of Jalen Milroe. I'm one of those guys that would take a chance on his upside because the athletic talent is there. It's just a matter, can he improve his accuracy and his football IQ is going to reach up to par with the other NFL starting quarterbacks. But I like the gamble.
Yeah, but
I like the value of the gamble.
Like I like most of their picks, but it's like the Robbie Oots pick. You took a backup tight end for Alabama again. You took a backup tight end for Alabama, and you make him your fullback. You took him in the 5th. I don't like him being in the 5th. That wasn't good, but I don't know.
The Seahawks had some great picks, but I also had some picks where I was like, I think it was a reach or I really didn't like.
Yeah, I'm saying that it was those 2 picks. The Arroyo pick, I hate that Arroyo pick. Go get Mike Green. Go get a blue chip talent. And then the Robbie Oots pick. Okay, you take him in the 7th. Okay, that's fine. But you took him in the 5th. Come on. But other than those 2 picks, I really like their draft.
No, yeah, I like their draft too. I think that the Cardinals really addressed. I like all their first 3-round picks. Where as a Seahawks, I might have liked 3 out of 4.
Yeah.
And maybe that's a biasness, right? But I personally think that in terms of value and expected challenge, because obviously we don't know how this draft class is going to go. We have a team that's going to take a single NFL snap. In 2 years, I might be saying, wow, I was really wrong about this draft class.
No, I'm not saying you guys had a horrible draft. I do think you guys had a good draft. I love the Will Johnson pick.
I like both of our picks. I think we got 2 high ceiling guys because even though we have a solid guys on our defensive line, and I still think we needed like another blue chip player on there, and taking a gamble on a guy like Walter Nolan with a very high ceiling. I like that. And I like And I love the fact that he's in a locker room with Dalvin Thompson and Calais Campbell.
Yeah, I think mentoring under Campbell is going to be huge for him. I think like stuff like that's going to be huge.
Yeah, he's not the guy that I would have liked for everybody, but I think the Cardinals was kind of like if this situation doesn't work out for him with the Cardinals, it wouldn't have worked out for anybody.
Yeah.
Like, I think the Cardinals is the best landing spot he could ask for.
Okay, so who do you think? So what do you think? You guys can sweep the Niners again?
Bro, you can ask me that even when we're 0-7, coming off an 0-17 year, and I'll always say yes.
Okay, do you think the Seahawks sweep you again?
I don't think they sweep us, but I do think we finish 1-1.
1-1. Home.
A home.
Okay.
Like I think we finish home.
I
The
don't.
thing about the NFC West is that it has all the teams have a relatively easy schedule.
Well, except the
With
Rams,
easiest
maybe.
schedule being I thought I actually don't recall the Rams opponents, but don't we face kind of like the same division opponents?
Yeah, but I'm saying like the Rams, they're still gonna have to play like a Eagles, a Lions, a Bucks.
Okay, so even though they face the same division as us, they're facing like the division winners.
Yeah. I'm saying like you always do have to play first round. You still play first place teams next year when you finish first team.
Okay, I haven't seen their schedule. Like I know that the 49ers probably have the easiest schedule out of all of us.
No, it's the easiest schedule in the league. They have the easiest schedule in the league.
Yeah, but I look at the Cardinals schedule. I looked at it like a week ago, and I think it's very favorable. I haven't looked at the Seahawks schedule. I'm assuming it's very similar in terms of strength of schedule. Like, I think that division is going to be a very close race. Where in week 8, everyone's going to be like in the race to win the division.
Like last year, I remember last year was tight. That was like insane.
I remember after 10 games, the Cardinals were in first place.
Yeah, you probably had like the biggest hopes ever.
No, I didn't because I still wasn't a believer in this defense.
Oh.
Like I remember I said at the beginning of the season that if we finish the season 8-9, I'd consider it a win because doubling your win total is a substantial like improvement.
Yeah.
Like I didn't. Obviously, I'm when we're 6-4. Obviously, biases comes in, and you hope, and a belief comes in. But from the beginning of the season, my expectations were 8-9, 9-8, basically somewhere around 500. So they accomplished that. Yes. Would I would have liked a better record, or do I think they could have finished the season stronger? I think they could have, but at least I think they met expectations and showed improvement.
Yeah. I think
I'm not gonna. Oh, sorry. Was that?
Wait, you can finish. My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, like I was gonna be delusional and act like everything was fixed for the Cardinals when literally our defense did not have a lot of talent.
Yeah, I think it was just defensive line that really hurt.
It really hurt. We were one of the best run defense. We were one of the worst run defenses in the league, and you saw that against the Seahawks, where Kenneth Walker just ran all over us.
Yeah, then you guys let fucking Zach Charbonnet look like an all-pro running back.
Yeah, it's like literally we couldn't stop. We couldn't stop anybody. And I remember at the beginning of the season, like I remember some of the off seasons moves we made was getting like Justin Jones and Bilal Nichols for a defensive tackle. So both those motherfuckers ended up on IR week 1.
Wow. I think the Niners,
So
in my
it was
opinion,
like, wow.
I think the Niners aren't going to be that good in division next year. I think their baby schedule is going to help them, but I think in division they're not going to be that good.
I think that it's a brutal division, and honestly, I can see the case for any one of these teams to win the division because I think all of them have a decent shot. But if I'm a betting man, I'd give the
The Rams?
49ers. I'll give the 49ers the least chance to do it, and they might just be me hating. I don't know. I'm just not a fan of their roster as it is. I
Yeah.
think they've lost a lot of talent and a lot of.
Yeah, you're gonna be leaning on a lot of rookies. That's my problem. Like Max is always like we were just arguing about it like before, not now, but like before we always argue like I'm like, dude, you're leaning on rookies. Let's stop acting like these guys are gonna be for sure good. Yeah, you can get a starter. That doesn't mean they're gonna be a good starter. Like that argument doesn't make any sense. They could be a starter and be a bad starter.
Yeah, and that was part of my reasoning why I chose the Cardinals to go 8-9 last year, is because like even though on paper it's like, oh, you address these positions in the draft, you don't know if these guys are going to end up being long-term solutions.
Yeah, let's stop acting like just because they got drafted they're gonna be automatically good. Let's see what they do. Just because you're a starter doesn't mean you're gonna be fucking good. You could be a horrible starter.
Yeah, agreed. So yeah, the Niners, I think their defensive line, like I see the vision and I like the moves they've made to improve their run defense. But I just think it was a team that had a lot of holes and could only do so much. And the fact that they're gonna have to pay Brock Purdy is going to handicap their ability to build a Super Bowl winning roster.
What's your thoughts on Purdy? Like, how do you evaluate him as a quarterback?
I think he's a good game manager.
Yeah, okay, that's fair enough. I do agree with that.
I think he's a good game manager. I don't think he's going to be a guy. He might have moments where he plays very good, but I don't see him having like a season ever like
MVP.
Like an MVP like season.
Yeah, I think he's one of the top game managers. Like, he's a good game manager. He's good at like doing stuff
He's a good game manager. He's good. He's not great. Like he's like a B grade quarterback where he's good enough to be a starter. He's definitely somewhere above average.
I think he can maybe win you one game or two a season, but he's not going to win you a lot of games like by himself. He's going to need elite weapons like he's had before. He's going to need things like that.
I agree.
Because people were saying he was doing good without weapons. He was still struggling as well. Like Minnesota, you had your weapons against Minnesota. You struggled, man. Let's stop making these excuses. All his weapons got hurt. His weapons weren't hurt against Minnesota. He was still struggling.
I kind of view it in the same way I kind of view Darnold, where I think they're good game managers.
Okay, let me tell you, when I heard Sam Darnold sign with the Seahawks, I hated it so bad because everyone thought he was going to be a franchise quarterback. I'm like, I don't want Sam fucking Darnold as my franchise quarterback. But now it's like, okay, now I understand why we did it, Milrow and all that. It makes sense. But yeah, I just hated that signing at first, man. And everyone in the Seahawks group chat was going crazy, dick riding.
I see the vision, and I like him starting over Milrow the first couple of years. I just don't think he's a long-term solution. Like I think his success depends a lot on who he has around him.
Yeah. He did have a bunch of elite weapons. He had a good offensive line. He had a good scheme fit.
He had the best receiver in football.
Yeah, he had a really good receiver too as well. He had that Seahawks. I don't think a Seahawks player was playing them. It was some other player that was playing for them. But he had this other player that was really good for them as a tight end before their tight end came back. So it was like, yeah, they were just going crazy, man.
Yeah, and Stefanski is known as a great offensive coordinator who can scheme up an excellent passing game.
Yeah. So who do you think has like one of the best like scheme? I think the Seahawks like offensive coordinator like having a run heavy scheme is perfect for Sam Darnold. Like, who do you think has?
I think it is too.
So okay, what offense has the best scheme fit for their players and their main players, not backups? Because we're not going to know everyone's backups, but what do you think has like one of the best schemes in the division?
Well, honestly, if I'm going to go chalk, I got to go McVay.
McVay, not over Shanahan?
Maybe, but McVay's just such a beast, bro. Like I seen him do this with Jared Goff, and then he upgraded his quarterback to Stafford, man. And the offense is just always elite, man. It's always a
Yeah.
high octane offense with them.
I do want to see what they do with Devontae Adams, man. I want to see how Devontae Adams fits this scheme, how he's going to be. Like he's going to have a receive, he's going to have corner twos on him now. Let's see how he does with corner twos. Even though he is older, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah, no, but I do think it's a good fit for them.
What do you think about Cooper Cup, man? We got to talk about it.
I don't trust him at this stage of his career.
I don't even blame you. I don't even blame you. I don't even blame you.
Like,
It is going to be weird with the scheme. It's going to be weird with the scheme because now the Seahawks have two slot corners. The top two receivers are slot corners. I mean, slot receivers, my bad. The top two receivers are slot.
James said a slot receiver.
Yeah, so how's that going to work?
Yeah, I kind of question that too.
Like, how? Like, is Cooper Cup going to stay healthy for a whole year? Like, how is things going to look? That's one of my
Yeah,
questions.
I'm not over the moon for like as a Cardinals fan. Like I saw that Cooper Cup signing, and I it didn't make me tremble or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Obviously, it could end up backfiring me because we see Cooper Cup at his best days be a top receiver. But I just think that those days are behind him, and I question the fit.
Yeah. I could see him maybe going for like a nine, maybe 800 yards, 900 yards, maybe. I could see him maybe doing that. I'm not trying to
Yeah,
sound like no homer. I'm not trying to be no homer, but
I think that would be a good year for him.
yeah, I do want to see how he does as a receiver too. Like I want to see if he's still got some gas in it. Like it was a stat that this guy kept showing for the Seahawks. Cooper Cup had one of the worst separation rates in the league.
But yeah, he couldn't separate like he used to.
Like he had one of the worst.
He was never a guy that used a lot of his speed. He had like just good enough speed with like elite like craftiness and technique and stuff. But I'm wondering if those injuries have slowed him down a bit to where it makes him more coverable.
I can still see him burning like a Will Johnson or something. I can see him burning one of those guys. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. It's a joke.
That's just respect my goat like.
But yeah, bro. So do you watch UFC?
What?
Do you watch UFC?
I don't watch fighting sports.
Oh. Who's your aren't you a Phoenix Suns fan?
I'm a Phoenix Suns fan, and I'm convinced that we're going to be in purgatory for the next half decade.
And then I think we talked about you like maybe what would you do, how would you feel if you guys got rid of Booker?
Honestly, I wouldn't blame him because I don't see the path of them building a championship team with him on the roster.
And you guys don't own your own pick. You guys don't own your own pick for a while. I think.
Yeah, that's exactly my point. We don't own our picks. We still have Kevin Durant locked up for another year and Bradley Beal for like another 2.
Bradley
So the
Beal.
only way we can get superstars is when that cap space frees up, and hopefully with money we can convince players to join us. But I don't consider Phoenix a destination like LA or things where they're just can really attract free agents like that.
It's just like I think that the picks hurt you guys the most. Like, okay, you have your own picks, you can rebuild, but you can't even do that because you don't own your own picks.
And the no trade clause with Bradley Beal.
Yeah, that Bradley Beal deal is like, oh my gosh. I always thought Bradley Beal, he's a small guard who's older, who doesn't play defense, who's going to be making mistakes. He's never played winning basketball in his life. I'm not even trying to be a hater, but that's just my opinion. Yeah, he was winning with the Washington Wizards, but it wasn't like, okay, we're going to win a championship to me. I'm not trying to be a hater or nothing, but I just feel like he's never played winning basketball.
Well, he did have those years with John Wall when the Wizards were good. And honestly, I think Bradley Beal can contribute to a winning team if he's healthy. I just thought that the fit,
I'm saying you don't play defense, though. You don't play no defense.
which is why I say the fit is weird, because if you put him because there's a bunch of superstars that aren't great defenders, but you put him in a team that has a good defense, and your team will still have a very good defensive rating. Like you can be an average defender, but be in an elite defense.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if he's the average defender, man. I don't even know about that.
I mean, I think he'll escape. I mean, just look at like let's put it for example. Like look at the Mavericks last year. Like nothing can tell me that Luka Doncic is a better defender than Bradley Beal, but the Mavericks schemed up a defense that ended up actually being one of the better defensive teams in the league last year over the season.
Well, I'm saying like watching the Mavericks play in the final, in the playoffs, Luke was guarding guys like Jaden McDaniels, who isn't scoring. Not that well, it's different this year a little bit, but not he wasn't scoring last year. He wasn't getting the ball last year, so it was like he was always guarding the worst player on the floor. You can't do that with Bradley Beal. I don't think you can do that with Bradley Beal. He's 6'2". He's not 6. He's not 6'5". You can't put Jaden McDaniels on Bradley Beal. Oh, he is. I thought he was like 6'2".
Yeah.
But okay, so you can't do that. Okay, my bad. I was wrong.
Yeah, he's 6'4", 6'5".
Yeah, my bad. I was wrong.
The problem I had with that roster is that I agree that basketball is in an era of positionless basketball where people are like, you don't have a point guard. And I actually am of the opinion where you don't necessarily need a traditional point guard to build a championship roster. Look at the Warriors.
But you do have a point guard, though. You do have a point guard.
Look, Steph Curry is listed as a point guard. He's 6'3" and everything. But everything about his playing style, even though he's a good ball handler and a good passer, the guy plays like a shooting guard.
You had Jamal Green run the point, though. That's what you've been having.
Well, that's where I'm going towards.
Oh, okay.
Like, you don't need a traditional point guard that's 6'2", handle the rock. Like, there's a such thing as positionless basketball where your power forward or your small forward can be your point guard.
So how did you feel when you guys got Tyus Jones? Like, signed him?
I would have liked him as a backup. I didn't like the idea of him as a starter because I didn't like the idea of starting Tyus Jones, Bradley Beal, and Booker because that's just too small of a lineup, and they don't put a lot of defensive resistance. Like, Booker's a good defender in terms of effort and stuff, but he's not an elite defender. And I just don't like the fact of asking him to guard the other team's best player all game. Like, I didn't like it when we had to face big teams like the Timberwolves. I thought we were too small. Like, I think that team, if it was going to win anything, you needed a point forward type of guy who can defend multiple positions at an elite level. And, like, well, I'll throw this person as an example because even though right now I think his NBA career is kind of in limbo right now, it's kind of at risk, I do think that his skill set would have been kind of perfect for this team if he could find a way to play his best basketball again, was Ben Simmons. Because Ben Simmons is not a good shooter. Guy can't shoot for shit.
But he's a good point guard.
But he's a guy that can dictate offense, that can handle the rock, kind of set the offense, and defend multiple positions at an elite level.
He's one of like the biggest what ifs ever, man. Like, what if Ben Simmons actually played together? Like, what if Ben Simmons put it together, man? Like, people are comparing him to LeBron.
Yeah, no, and so that's what I thought.